What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome again to another video. I'm literally going to show you guys the step-by-step guide on how to become an appointment setter. It's simple. It's probably one of the most simplest low entry barrier thing that you could get into right now. So it's very simple. I'm going to show it to you guys now. This is the last video you need to watch to become an appointment setter. So we have a couple bulletin points here. I'm going to get straight into it. I don't want to waste your time. I know it's very valuable. And at the end, I'm going to show you guys a simple framework and a Canva example that I use personally to book calls. So if you don't know exactly what an appointment setter is, it's literally just, for example, we have a business, right? Oh, I'm just not, okay. We have a business right here, right? And business have customers, right? Or interested customers, right? And essentially, they're interested on working with the business. But we're right here, the middle guy that needs to set appointments for the business owners. Specifically, these are like agencies, right? These are content creators with courses and programs, right? So, mindset, people who has mentorship programs, right? These are the people that we help. Essentially, they are educational or info product. So info product companies, and they need help to book more appointments so they can get more clients. So our main responsibility is for these customers to actually work with them and qualify and filter out if they're a right fit or not a right fit. So a couple qualification, right, that you look for are like if they have income, right? And your business owner, whoever you're setting for, they have qualification for that. I hope this is as simple as I can get it to. That's literally an appointment setter. You book calls and for the business so they can get a sale. That's the main thing and why we're here. And the main thing here is you work in tandem with the closer. A closer is the one who takes the calls and actually close the deal and finish it off, right? So a couple of things to take in mind as well, right, is there's inbound and outbound setting. So if you don't know what inbound or outbound is, essentially inbound, it's a type of prospect. A prospect is someone who's interested in working with a business, right? So a little couple words here that you need to learn. So prospect is client, right? So if you've been in a orthodontist or a chiropractor, right, they call you guys clients. So essentially there's a prospect in the online space. So this is pretty simple, right? So there's a prospect. And then inbound and outbound is the type of, where we found the lead. Prospect / lead is the same thing, right? So where did we find them, right? So inbound, meaning they actually directly went to the business owner. They're the one who looked for them and reach out. But if it's outbound, the business owner actually reach out to the customer, right? And as a setter, there's two types of positioning you're typically going to run across to. It's an inbound offer or outbound offer. And sometimes it's hybrid as well. So that's an appointment setter in a nutshell. Hope that makes sense. And next step is, what do we do next after you actually become a setter, right? Your main responsibility. Like I just kind of discussed that already, right? So main thing here is you're the one who's setting appointments and you're the one who's filtering out the prospects or the leads to see if they're qualified to work with the business owner, right? And usually that's typically majority determined of their income and just their knowledge of, criteria that they have. So for example, if you're working with an agency owner and they help a particular brand content creator, but they have like a following list that they want to have a criteria for to make their business or mechanism effective, essentially. So what I mean by that is an example would be like, if a orthodontist want to work with someone, he wants to work with someone who has crooked teeth so he can actually fix it, right? So that's what he's working with exactly. But if someone who has infected teeth can't work with an orthodontist, right? He needs to work with someone or oral surgeon or whatever, right? So essentially, that's the main thing here as well. It's very similar, right? You're filtering out if they're the right fit to actually even get considered to become part of the program or work with a business owner. Again, it's typically agency owners. That's going to be typically B2B. B2B is business to business, right? And educational companies, right? That's typically B2C, which is business to consumers, people who doesn't have any idea, or they're just regular people just like us who don't have any business running, right? Anyways, customers, right? That's your main responsibility, to filter that out. Very simple stuff. And then the next stop here is how to become an appointment setter. It's very simple. So the procedure here is you just essentially to become a appointment setter is you could just start looking for business owners to actually become a appointment setter. That's it. There's not much qualification. You don't need no degree, right? You don't need no degree. And to be frank, you don't even need any, certification for it. If someone is selling you a certification, no, that's kind of bullshit. I'm going to be honest. It's not real. It's BS. The only reason why you should hire someone is you want to be around a community to help you out, improve your closing rate, improve your appointment setting rate, your show up rate, and give you the tips and tricks, right? But I'm literally going to show this to you, so you don't even need to pay someone to get into the appointment setting game. Very simple stuff. So again, how to become an appointment setter, and then we'll discuss where to look for offers. So it's kind of simple now, right? So now that you know exactly what appointment setter is and your responsibilities, right? Then the main thing now is how to become an appointment setter, right? So the main thing is, actually, let me discuss about main responsibilities of a setter first, right? So setter responsibilities, SR. We'll do this. Message prospects, right? You need to be messaging prospects. Message them is either inbound or outbound. And then your responsibilities, book them through a call to the closer's calendar so we can get a sale, right? That's essentially it. That's the main responsibility of an appointment setter. So main thing here, a lot of people makes good amount of money here. Right? Like I have guys that in my program makes between 5K a month, 3K a month, 6K a month. As just a setter, sending little DMs. That's it. You guys can check it out in my story as well. On the YouTube video, I have a lot of guys who's been very successful in appointment setting, right? And this is exactly how they did it, right? So where to look for offers, we're going to discuss that in a bit. But yeah, so that's kind of like the procedure of the responsibility. You message them, right? It's either inbound or outbound, right? And then you book the call, and then you book it to the closer's calendar so you can get the sale, right? And like, let's say, what if the prospect don't book the call, right? It's also responsible to follow up, right? Follow up with the prospect. So main thing is you want to be following them up. So how many times you should be following them up? At least if, like, let's say they showed interest, right? But they didn't book the call so the closer can talk to them. Then you want to set a cadence to essentially follow up with them. It could be, after the follow-up, you do like a 1 hour follow-up, or you could do after 24 hours or whatever. And after you could do 48 hours or whatever. It just depends, right? The shorter it is, the better, because you can get the faster result if they're interested or not. And also another way or another trick, I'm going to show you guys a trick on how to book more calls essentially later as well on the bonus. So essentially that's your responsibilities. Follow up, right? Message, confirm the call if the person is going to show up on the call, or also rescheduling it, right? So I'm going to show you guys a couple templates or kind of examples that you could use when you're in a setter position, right? So now you guys know exactly on what is appointment setting, right? That's checked off. We already know what is an appointment setter. Perfect. And then the next step now is your main responsibility. We just talked about that, right? Your responsibility as a setter. If you're still confused, then the main thing here is right here, right? And then how to become an appointment setter, we're going to discuss that right now. So how to become an appointment setter. There's a couple of ways to go about it, right? So you could work with an actual corporate to become a setter, or you can work with, for example, people who is info product business owners, right? The reason why I like working with info product business owners more compared to corporate is here you have the capacity to work remotely, work from anywhere, and scale it up. Corporates, yes, you make a good amount of money, but it's in person. You're not financially free, right? Well, you could kind of be financially free, but time free. There's some time constraints, and also there's some locational constraint as well. So that's the main reason why I didn't go this route. So how do you get into it? So a couple of stuff, right? As again, info product versus corporate world. And the corporate world also lets you rub shoulders with people who have their own business, and you get free, quote unquote, free courses. It's kind of like one of the benefits too as well. If you're a setter, because they'll give you access to it, and you learn a certain mechanism, right? So first things first, what you want to do is you want to find what you're interested at, right? There's a lot of business models out there. There's drop shipping, there's copywriting, there's sales, there's what else? Starting your own SMMA, right? What else? There's mindset, relationships, right? It could either be a business opportunity or like, income opportunity, or like a self-development offer, right? There's a couple stuff like that. Yeah, the relationship mindset could be, there's like dating offers, fitness offers, right? These are a couple offers that you can get into, right? Those are how I would split it then. So after you identify on what your interests are, then you can relate on some of your past experience, right? The reason why you're building this up is so when we're reaching out to these offers, you can actually relate to them. You know exactly what they're talking about. You can relate to the prospect who's trying to get into this space. So, and also like whatever you want to learn more about, then this also what I would look for, because there's a lot of people who's teaching something to get into it, right? So for example, there's even the real estate offers, right? How to get into real estate, how to invest, how to trade stocks, right? There's a lot of offers out there that teaches you this. And the thing is, you could work with these offers or people who teaches this type of services and become their setter, get into sales. And at the same time, you're also learning more about the industry, and you get the network as well to get into the space, right? It's literally killing multiple birds at the same time. It's not just killing two birds at one stone. It's literally like 10 different things that you can do, right? You not only get the network, you get the education because you're getting a free course. Typically, if you become a setter for someone and you're making money, commission with no upfront cost, right? Now, what we want to do is your personal interest. Check off the boxes. And now what you want to do is there's a couple platforms. So we're going to start with platforms. There are a couple platforms that you can look into, right? So first things first is you can look into Instagram, Facebook, right? There's LinkedIn, there's regular job posting, websites, right? There's Twitter. There's literally all of these things where you think they would be hanging out, they would be there. The moving anchor, or the anchor of questioning should be on where does my people hang out? Where does these people hang out? Where do they hang out? If you ask this question, it's a universal principle that you ask this question. You can ask this question, right? You can literally just use this. Where do they hang out? Now, the next steps is you want to make a list of people to reach out to. So I'm going to give you guys an example on how to reach this out in a couple of seconds here. So list, and then also reach out to them. And then you want to make a template on how to reach out to them so you can actually mass reach out to them, right? So Main thing here is okay. So where to look for offers? Just cover that, right? And there you go. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna show you guys right now. I'm going to my Instagram. I want to show you is if you just look at, for example, ecom, right? Like let's say we look at ecom stuff, right? Pull this up right now. Then you're interested in e-commerce. This guy right here, he's selling a product, a service, right? So work with me. There you go. That's a clear indicator he's working or selling an info product service, right? And typically, if they have a higher following rate, then that means they're probably already have a setter. So either should, though, I'm gonna show you guys how to like either still reach out to these guys, but still actually get referrals or interviews to become their setter. Because if you're starting from scratch, you want to be clever with it, and you want to make it as customized as possible as you can, because you're completely new. You want to make sure that they can relate to you, because that's the only lever that you have right now is your personal story. Whatever you're into, whatever your past experience is, whatever you can leverage to relate to the person that they could give you a chance, they're going to give you a chance, then use it to your advantage, right? That's the main thing I want to give you guys advice when you're reaching out to people. So now that we know where to find people like that, right? So Instagram is the same thing. So what we want to do is, look up people who are selling something, this, right? And then recommendation, there's people who's also selling something, right? He has a SMMA agency, right? And the way I like to do reverse engineering too is I go to, for example, like SMMA, there you go. Like they use some type of SEO, right? And I would look at their following count, because those people are probably interested on agencies or following, right? You can check other people who's creating a similar content or the suggested button. Instagram, right? And if you go to Facebook, then there's a lot of job postings there, like right here. ClickFunnels, for example, all of the people who use ClickFunnels have their own offers that they're trying to build, they're trying to sell, and there's also direct groups like this, how to get closers and everything like that, right? So if you want to learn more, or like if I've actually compiled like 20 Facebook groups, if I believe, I forgot, the 20 Facebook groups of job postings for appointment setting. So if you want that, I'm either going to attach it in this info below, or you can just reach out to me in my Instagram and I'll send it over to you. That's pretty much how you find it. And then you just go here, new post, the newest the better, right? And I would filter this out, right? I'll show you guys on how to identify good offers as well. So this one is pretty solid. Looks like it's solid. Yeah, it's very specific desires. This right here, I would be cautious, because this might be a valid or a job posting disguising as a opportunity. So there's two things. People are actually looking for setters, and people who are just poaching people to try to sell them into their program, right? So those are two different people, right? So you want to make sure you're aware for that. You want to make sure, look for the buzzword. So for example, this right here, let's see. Since I'm looking for setters, closing there, we're going to be my team to ensure. This might be valid. I would reach out to them, see what's up. Let's see this one, B2B. This one sounds valid. Let's see the. Usually, I look at the profile to just see on how long they've been around, or if the profile is legit. This one's been around for till June. Only has 30 friends, so it's a little bit sketch. So I don't know if it's valid. That's why like the Facebook groups are getting a little bit more saturated. So that's one thing I would be wary of. This one is valid. If it's like directly like this, and then he's also the recruiter, Zach Brown. Let's see here. Revenue launch. Seems like he's legit. Um, I know this guy. He has Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. He seems like a good guy. So maybe it should be valid. So this is literally what I would do. Like if you don't have any offer right now and you're trying to get into this space, I would go through here, right? After you've exhausted multiple groups, then I would go again. Like I would go here, right? And then like let's say if you've reached out to them and they responded, and you'd tell them, by any chance, do you know anybody that needs a setter, right? And then that's pretty much what I would do, right? And the framework that I would use is framework to use to reach out to these offers is literally, compliment to ask, right? Ask, and then your experience. Actually, I made a mistake. So compliment, and then your intention why you're reaching out, and then ask, and then your experience, right? And then pretty much like that's it. That's CIAE. But yeah, CIAE, compliment, set your intention, and then ask, and then share your experience, right? So if you don't have any experience right now, that's why I've just told you, right? Your personal experience, or just whatever your advantages. Maybe you go to the gym. Cool. You can reach out to people who's in fitness. You see the value of it. Oh, you've had past sales experience. Oh, I would go reach out to the SMMA and all these other business opportunities because they love people with sales experience, right? So it's like that, right? So I would leverage that and then get into the point where you actually can reach out to them. Now, we will do a bonus, right? But main thing here is I'm going to give you guys a KPI to hit every single day for 30 days. I want you guys to actually do it, right? 30 days. Very first thing you wake up, I want you to reach out to 100 people per day, right? Just, this is it. 100 people per day, reach out to them. Some of them response would be probably 10%. So it would be, if I'm not wrong, it would be, yes, it's going to be 10 people. Out of those 10 people, actually probably 5% would only be able to actually talk to you. So on average, maybe that 10 would be like 2 people who's like actually will give you a shot or continue the conversation. And out of those 100, one booked interview, you'll have probably one interview set for that 100 you set, right? And I'm being very conservative here, right? There are some guys in my program, right, that leverage our opportunities channel and also have leveraged the framework that we've shared to them. Just this is literally the same framework that I'm giving them. And they get more interviews in a single day, like 3 or 4 interviews or whatever. But this is a very conservative number. I want you guys to literally just do this. 30 days. Continue doing it for 30 days, 100 days. Don't stop. Don't skip a beat. And do that. Make it a habit. First thing in the morning. If you don't have any setter position right now, do this shit, bro. Like, there's no other ways why you shouldn't do it. So, simple framework to use. So, I'm going to pause this real quick and I'm going to copy paste it here. All right, so here's my gift for you guys. This is a simple framework that I use for, or as conversation example that I use, right, to actually book appointments as a setter. So, reschedule and then options. Let me just do this. So what I mean by cold is you actually are the one who reach out to them, right? So for example, they might have liked the content or whatever, right? And you're the one who's reaching out to them. So, hey, I appreciate the follow. Curious, how do you come across my account, right? And then the prospect says, found your TikTok over your Instagram. And then the prospect asks, how did he get started, right? Oh, shit. How did he get started? or etc. If they have any questions there, right? Yeah, got into it early last year, changed my lap, man, blah, blah. It's just very natural. You want to make it more natural as much as you can because you're setting for someone who's a human too. So you want to make it a human interaction. It's not very professional. Depends if you're in a B2B or B2C offer, but if you're starting from scratch, I highly recommend getting into B2C offers just because it's more simpler and you will understand it a little bit more simpler. Get into it because B2B is a little bit more professional. There's more rules and criterias, right? So essentially, this is a simple framework that I use. So after you ask the income, right? No job, you either disqualify them or you nurture them. So you send them over valuable resources of videos or anything that the offer creator creates so you can actually build rapport with them, right? And then if they have a job or some type of income, then you proceed. So, you know, this is a Convo example, right? Currently working full time, just feel like I can do more, 100% get that. And then you ask them, what's your goal regarding income wise? If you don't mind me asking, want to make income, so I work remotely. Completely get it. Honestly, hate to be forward. I definitely think we can help you out, get into X to make your goal happen, right? This is a very broad thing. So X is vehicle, whatever you're setting for, whatever you're selling, right? To make your goal happen. Would you be opposed to hopping on a call sometime this week to see if you'd be a right fit to work together? If not, right, and then if, like, let's say they didn't show up, reschedule. Hey man, just saw you booked in for, gotta reschedule sometimes later this week. Reason, here's the link to your book. So this is just for rescheduling. Like, let's say they didn't no show, right? You could also do no show. You can just tell them, I don't know where I got this. I think I got it from Grant, one of my previous mentors, but he just always say everything okay. And then you get the reason why they didn't show up, and then after that, they didn't still show up. Miss you on our call today. Everything good on your end. So you want to start a conversation again with them. They missed the call, right? And then you want to just continue the loop till they get on the rescheduled back again, right? And then this is if they have multiple closers in the offer. You could even do this is how you disqualify people. Not a lot of people talk about this, but as a setter, you need to be disqualifying people as well. Hate to be for a simple thing. Prospect says, you know, something that your business offer that you're setting for doesn't have. So you want to do is just say, he says like red flag, dot, 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 you know, typical red flag, no income. They're from a different country, India, Africa, or whatever. That's red flag. DQ them. And then you just say, and then you as a, or me, right? You just say, hey man, to be frank with you, I don't think we are a right fit to work together as we speak. In terms of the next steps for you, I think this would help you out. So send a resource for the offer, right, or something like that. And then the main thing here is you don't want to kill the lead, but you just want to disqualify them at that point, right? So it's pretty much a quick thing that you want. If you want this, if you want like the copy paste this, I can send it over to you. Just hit me up. I'll just copy paste it and send it over to you. What else? What's bonus? Simple framework Convo example. Yeah, essentially the framework, man, is literally just start a convo. The thing here is this convo. Let me convo, and then where did he find you out, and then provide with a value. So whatever you want to send over as a value, right? It's like I just recorded X, Y, and Z. Would you be interested in this, or blah blah blah, right? And then, you know, Are they interested? Are they trying to get into it, right? It starts the conversation. What are they currently doing, right? You ask this question, and then what's their goal? Trying to get into this space, right? But here, actually, right, it's a conversation, right? And then after you do the, where did they find you out? You can, and then you provide value, and then they're said interested, and they say yes. You ask a permission here, actually permission to continue the conversation. If you can ask a couple questions to see if you can help you out, right? Or if you'd be opposed to help it, see if you're supposed to getting some help on getting him to X, Y, and Z, right? And then what's his goal with it? After that, you figure out the goal. His current income, we should have pointed out in the current situation he's in, right? So goal. After that, just ask for the if he's interested to hop on a call. Ask for call. There you go. And then after that, you drop the link of the scheduler that you have, and after that, you confirm call, and then after that, if there's any pre-call videos that your offer needs to be watched, you send over those videos, and after that, you confirm call again 4 hours before or just a couple hours before the call to just see if they've watched the videos. Watch the video, ? Still good to go, ? Right? And then just drop the link to increase the show up rate, because show up rate is high, close rate will be higher because you have a higher chance to close it, meaning more commissions, meaning more money for you. So that's the reason why we have this framework, right? So very simple stuff, very, very, very simple. Try to make this as short as I can. It's been 30 minutes now, but I hope that made more sense on how to get into appointment setting. And I hope this is literally the only thing that you should need now to just get into appointment setting, right? Again, to just wrap everything up, appointment setting is literally you filtering out what exactly does if the lead or the prospects are interested on the business, and your main responsibility is if they're interested and if they have income, right? And if they, reach the certain criteria your business owner has, and the people that you work with are essentially people who has, agencies who provide services to people, who has education companies, they have marketing services, they have mentorship programs. Essentially, this industry is called the infoproduct industry. So there's a lot of people who are selling products. So there's a lot of people that you could help out with, right? So your main responsibility, right, is going to be you're going to be either setting as an inbound setter or an outbound setter, or it's a hybrid, right? And essentially, prospect is equals people who are the customers, right? And then you don't need any degrees, no certification here. And your main responsibility is to message people, right? To qualify them, right? To follow up with them, to confirm, to reschedule, right? And essentially, this is the people that you need. Figure out your interest, what you want to list, right? Your personal experience, right? And then the platform you're going to reach out to, where does the people you want to work out with hang out, asking that question, the main anchor, right? And essentially, I forgot what this part is. You probably want to rewatch that. I literally forgot. And then your KPI. This is the KPI that I want you to reach out 100 a day. And this is the realistic conservative number to get interviews. And you want to typically have 5 or 6 interviews. And then decide whichever you want to set for. And don't be picky at the beginning. If you literally have 0 experience, just stack up experience. Stack it up, stack up. And then more experience that you have, the better the offer that you get, right? Better the offer, better the commission, right? It's literally just a ladder. And if you want to just climb the ladder, it is simply up to you, right? And eventually you hit a point, because everybody hits a bottleneck, and usually As a setter, you bottleneck between 5 to 8K. People has hit 10K, but this is the average, right? And if you want to make big bucks, like I'm talking like, 15 to 25K months, then you want to become a closer. And that's another video for another time. But essentially, that's the KPI I want you to hit: 100 a day DMs, right? For 30 days straight, that's going to be what? 30 times 100 would be 3,000 DMs in a single month. And if you don't get 3,000 people, 3,000, if you don't get a good offer out of 3,000 DMs, then hit me up, and I'm literally going to place you personally myself an offer. So that's my bet to you. And you need to show proof, okay? And you have 30 days. And you got to show me that you actually were consistent. And this is a simple framework, right? This is a simple Canva example that you have, right? Interest, right? Value, upfront with value right on the get-go, right? And then if they say yes, permission to ask more questions, right? Till you book the call and get the commission. That's pretty much it. That's a simple way to summarize a step-by-step guide on how to become an appointment setter. And I hope this was value for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Shoot it in my IG if you want to comment it down below. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found something valuable today. And as always, be a creator, not a consumer. Create something today that will inspire you and others. Peace out.